This used to be black shingle, and now it's white shingle because I painted over it. So here's something interesting, guys. In 2009, Stephen Chu, the US Secretary of Energy and a Nobel Prize winning scientist, said that making roofs and pavements white or light colored would help reduce global warming by conserving energy and reflecting sunlight back into space. And he said it would be the equivalent of taking all the cars in the world off the road for 11 years. I saw another interesting thing of research that says that by about 2050 or so, there's going to be a heat belt in the middle of the United States that includes Missouri, where we live, and that at least once a year, there's projected to be a heat index of at least 125 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, I don't know about you, but like 125 degrees Fahrenheit sounds pretty hot. Now, let's just imagine that there's World War III before then, and there's not access to electricity because there's an EMP or something. You know, how safe would it be living in your house without any AC if you have a black roof? You know, like, I could see that being dangerous for people who are pregnant or for newborns or for the elderly. You know, if inside of your house it's above 100 degrees Fahrenheit. And if you can keep the interior of your house 5 to 10 degrees cooler just by painting your roof white, I mean, that could potentially be life-saving in the event that you don't have electricity because of a blackout or an EMP. Also, you know, what if you have children? What if you have children who get a high fever of above 103? You know, how easy is it going to be to bring down their fever if the house is, you know, more than 103 inside? I personally feel like another benefit to painting your roof white is I feel like your house becomes less of a fire hazard. You know, if your roof is a lot cooler, 20 or 30 degrees cooler, then I would think that things would combust, be less likely to combust in that environment. For example, I talked with a volunteer firefighter, and he burnt down his apartment on accident because, well, it wasn't his fault, but there were people renovating, contractors who were renovating his apartment, and they left a light on in the attic. And that eventually, I guess, produced enough heat in the attic to catch the whole building on fire. I've left lights on inside in our air-conditioned house, and I've never burnt down our house, right? And so I think there's something to be said for a light that's left on in 140 degrees temperature in a hot attic versus a light that's left on in an air-conditioned room that's only 70 or 80 degrees. You know, you could see how the fire hazards are really different just because of how much hotter the attic is and the surrounding materials around the light. I personally feel like painting our roof white also helps improve the longevity. I wouldn't be surprised if this paint lasted for, you know, 5 or 10 years easily, maybe even 20 years. I don't know, we'll see. But I mean, it's a very tough, durable, kind of almost like cement-like, rubbery cement-like elastomeric paint. It only costs $95 a bucket at Lowe's for a big 5-gallon bucket, and 2 coats gives you like complete coverage. Now, probably the biggest downside to painting your roof white is it just takes a lot of work. Like, I probably spent about 20 hours on that roof. I think another benefit to painting your roof white is that, you know, if your attic is 20 degrees cooler in the summer, it would make it so much easier to convert your attic into a livable space if you wanted to finish it. In the Bible, in Revelations, I think it's 16, 8 through 9, it says, "And the fourth angel poured out his vial upon the sun, and the power was given unto him to scorch men with fire. And the men were scorched with great heat, and blasphemed the name of God." It sounds like, according to the book of Revelations, in the last days, the sun is going to make the earth get a lot hotter. And all the research that I've watched, you know, the dozens of interviews and documentaries and videos about climate change all point to this pretty inevitable idea that the earth is warming up and is likely to warm up for the rest of our lifetime, to the point where it's going to be pretty hot, that people are probably going to be blaspheming God because of the heat thereof. You know, we had a big heat wave this summer. Here in Missouri, it was like 100 degrees almost for like every day an entire month, and it was really hot and dry. Apparently that's just the beginning. Apparently it's going to get a lot hotter, you know, as the decades and years go by. And so I think painting your roof white before time, I think that could be strategic, save you money, keep your family more cool, and in the event of an EMP or an electric blackout, could be life-saving. by giving you a place to sleep that's 10 degrees cooler or whatever. If you painted your roof white or someone else has done it, go ahead and comment below your experience. I'd be curious to hear. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.